Homes aren't just inanimate objects, they actually have a spirit, all right? Your house actually has its own individual spirit, its own soul, its own essence. An example of this was displayed in Encanto, all right, when they showed the house was actually alive. Your home is actually alive, contrary to what you think, all right? And this is why sometimes in dreams, you may always revisit an old childhood home, all right? Just because your energetic imprint is associated and attached to it, your life force actually absorbs it. It absorbs your life force. It actually becomes one with us. Everything's connected through a theory called string theory, all right? And this is in quantum physics. Everything's actually connected. A rock is alive, the water's alive, everything's alive. And you also have to remember that the house is actually made of elements from planet Tiamat, the wood. Everything that is actually composed of the home is actually elements that are actually made of the earth. The home is the personification of divine feminine energy, all right? The home is feminine energy. Just like our first home is our mother's womb, all right? That's where our minds begin. And a home pretty much embodies that same essence. Ensuring that you have a clean home balances the feng shui, all right? Any clutter or any form of filth or dirt actually is low frequency. This is why it's important to keep things clean. You actually manifest more of things that you want to attract when you have a clean environment. The nature of the spirit that embodies your home is contingent on the amount of life force that it's been around, all right? Whether it's been around good life force energy or bad life force energy, all right? Because you can literally walk into a home and feel the presence as soon as you walk in the door if you're tapped in. If you are actually tapped in with your inner self, this is why it's important to ensure that your auric field stretches out far. Because the farther your auric field stretches out, the more psychic you become. And again, it becomes your natural defense mechanism. Basically, your built-in alarm system, so to speak, your intuitive sight is all contingent on your auric field. All right, and this is all predicated on how clean you keep yourself, as far as the information that you're consuming, how you're vibrating, the frequency that you're vibrating in and that you're in resonance with. It sounds crazy, but there's nothing wrong with talking to your home, actually greeting your home, and realizing that Ashe exists everywhere. You begin to understand frequency and realize that everything is alive. You become very meticulous about what you allow in your resonance, all right? As far as the music you listen to, as far as the people that come into your home, as far as anything, as far as keeping it clean, as far as everything, because then you realize that your home is actually alive, all right? And it's just as alive as you are. And once you become that conscious of everything, then you actually become to tap in with the ether itself. You realize that the air is alive, all right? And this is all contingent on Metatron's cube when we talk about the dodecahedron, which is the personification of ether, all right? Everything that derived from the 5 platonic solids exists in everything, all right? It exists in all inanimate objects. It exists in all biological matter. It exists in everything, all right? So in essence, everything is alive. Sound creepy and it may creep people out, but sometimes when people think it's a ghost, it's actually the energy and life force that your house accumulated, all right, itself, all right? Everything is alive, and we only see 1% of the light photon spectrum. So there's also other entities occupying and taking residence in your home, even though you don't see them, all right? Even though you only see 1%, it's people right in the same room, probably watching and walking past you right now, and you can't see them. You feel me? So always remember that everything is always alive. When you walk past the trees, greet them. When you walk past the grass, greet it. When you walk past a stone, a rock, or pebble, remember that everything actually consists and has Ashe. You silence the mind and actually accumulate enough prana energy and inhale and exhale, and you actually silence the mind enough, you can hear everything. You actually become acquainted. This is the concept of meditation. Basically silencing the mind enough to realize that you are one with everything. Come the malevolent spirits. A great way to protect yourself is red dragon sage, okay? And a lot of people actually hit me up, and I put them on several ways to actually get malevolent entities out of their home, all right? You can use Celtic salt also. That's the most potent type of salt, all right? And I do have that available in Holistic Remedies. It's actually more potent than Himalayan salt, and it actually has a lot of trace minerals. It's very high alkaline, all right? So using Celtic salt under your bed, all right? A little Celtic salt and some water too. Put some good positive affirmations, say protection into it, right? Whisper protection in the bottle, set it outside. Red dragon sage, this is very powerful. It's actually a goddess experience with a malevolent spirit that entered her home, okay? And she said she felt that presence of this entity touching her and everything, all right? So I told her to use the red dragon resin, all right? And this is different than red dragon sage. It's a lot different than sage. It's a lot more powerful. The Guanche tribes used to use it, and they actually believed this tree was a magic tree that was actually sent from dragons. And I do have the sage available, the resin available in Holistic Remedies. But what she said is, Grand Day God, I just wanted to give gratitude to you again for all that you do for the collective and for me personally. I have been using the dragon's blood from you and feel a huge shift in the energy around my home and within myself. Again, this is the dragon's blood resin powder, all right? And this has also been said to activate your abilities, all right, when it burns. Rashad Jamal made mention of the dragon's blood resin sage. This is way more powerful than the sage, all right? And it will activate you. All right, so I highly recommend grabbing yourself some dragon's blood resin powder, and this will also cast out malevolent forces and things of that nature. Some of you people that want to have a psychedelic experience, that are scared or want to astral project, may want to use dragon's blood resin powder first to actually eliminate your fear. That way you know there's no malevolent forces or presences in your home. Other things that actually keep malevolent forces away is hanging mugwort at the entrance of your door, all right? Another thing is actually using a horseshoe, all right? Especially for the fae. A lot of times the elves and pixies, some of them could be very, very, very deceitful, all right? And pretty much like real bad children, if you may, all right? They like to take things, spoons and forks, hide stuff. All right, and this is true. You could think I'm tripping, but there's elves and multi-dimensional beings that have the ability of literally hopping through dimensions, and they tricksters. They embody the trickster archetype, almost like the jester archetype. And some of the fae, like people say, you know, they think that the fae, like Tinkerbell and those entities are all peaches and cream, but they're not. All right, some of them will straight up kill you. All right, it's a lot of evil fae as well, and some of them don't look as beautiful as they portray. They got sharp teeth and look crazy. All right, so a lot of people would hang horseshoes because the fae don't like iron. All right, they didn't like iron, and that's why you don't see a lot of the fae, because once the Industrial Revolution came into play and a lot of iron things got built with iron, and traffic highways and stuff were utilizing iron. At that particular point in time, the fae they start going to the center of the earth. They start going to Agartha, but typically they protect the forest. You would find the fae in the forest, and you'll see that they use mushroom patches. Circular mushroom patches around your house, around your lawn and things of that nature are signs of the fae. Fae also dislike the crystal pyrite, all right, because it's synonymous to iron. It has pretty much characteristics that pretty much do them the same way as iron. And if they get too close to the crystal pyrite, it would start to burn their flesh. Except of Santa's helpers, where they're actually building toys and all that, actually is really embodying the essence of the elves or the fae, all right, these beings. And a lot of these beings also, you could find something missing in your home. Your keys was just there. It could have been one of those trickster archetypes that took your stuff and misplaced it or put it in another area, because they really play games like that. Actually can hide between the crevices of the third and fourth dimension. Now you will see them if you utilize an entheogen, like a magic mushroom or something, or even on LSD, you would have the ability of seeing these entities hiding in between the crevices of the third and fourth dimension. Fae and different spiritual beings can be attracted to your home. Your home can be built from trees, ancient wood that derived from old trees that was made from, trees that the elves used to protect or the fae used to protect. So they may be attracted to your home in some way, all right? It could be any kind of spiritual entity or celestial or anything that's attracted to your home for a number of reasons, all right? Remember, and also your life force energy could attract just other spiritual forces. Next time you take a walk through your home and you're in the kitchen or doing anything, realize that the walls actually do have eyes. All high quality herbs and metaphysical products for spiritual elevation. Click the link in my bio and visit Holistic Remedies, your extension to ascension.
you.